The Yellow Jackets flagged down a new beginning by dumping Denison Schleswig 43-24. Abraham Lincoln then bolts through the Bees here, handing TJ its second loss at its first 3 games. But Thomas Jefferson grinds out 4 of its last 6, including a 42-33 stunner at Lewis Central. The Jackets average over 350 yards on the ground per game. Thomas Jefferson just misses the playoffs, finishing 5-4. It's the Yellow Jackets' best record in 8 years. And so the feeling across town is a little bit different than it's been in years past. There's reason for optimism. Winning will do that for you. Now, Thomas Jefferson, under the third-year guidance of head coach Brant Anderson, is on the rise. And with a 3-year starter at QB and a running back in year 2 of a devastating ground attack, who knows? Who knows?
Because football players do not play well when they're tired. So if we play better than they do when we're tired and they're tired, we win.
The Yellow Jackets, with 10 starters back, are paying attention. Negativity no longer allowed.
He knows he can go one more play.
Kids are pretty positive. They feel good about that. But we also talked a lot in the offseason about 5-4 is not really our measuring stick. We want 5-4 to become our bad years, not our good years.
TJ finished 4th in rushing last year. Now, the Jackets played at least 2 games less than the top 3 teams.
We consider ourselves the rushing champions of 4A, and that's something we want to hang our hat on. That's our identity. That's who we are. We never just want to go in with the exact same thing. We want to have a few surprises and a few wrinkles.
Gorilla right, West gorilla right.
We would like a little bit more balance, but not a lot of balance. We're not trying to be a 50-50 team. We would just like to be able to throw it enough to slow the pursuit down, keep a few less defenders up on the line of scrimmage, up in the box.
Thomas Jefferson stepped outside the box, completing a grand total of just 15 passes in all of 2016. The Yellow Jackets, running the double wing offense, scored 37 touchdowns on the ground and just 1 in the air.
I think everybody's more bought into the system. Last year it was kind of like people were like, why don't we pass more? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? But then we seen the success starting to happen, and that made people believe in it.
Believe in it after 3Bs buzzed for over 700 yards. 2 have left the Hive, graduated. The big one is back. Junior running back Cameron Baker ran for over 1,200 yards as a sophomore.
His goal this year is 1,700 yards, and I don't think that's anywhere out of reach at all. It's not like in an I formation where he's the focal point and he's either carrying the ball or people can pay attention to something else. It allows us to really put him in a position we can give it to him as much as we want, or we can use his other skills as well.
Baker on the carry for TJ.
While the highly skilled offense racked up over 40 points in all 5 of the Jackets' wins, the defense gave up over 40 in each of TJ's 4 losses. Defenses, you were telling me you lost a number of 3-year, 2-year starters. You've given up some points. How do you shore up the defense?
Well, what we really need to do is get our guys that are replacing those guys confidence early. We got the bodies to fill those spots. It's just all that experience that we're losing. We're kind of a gambling defense, so we know we're going to give up some big plays. We know we're going to give up some points, but we're going to get more turnovers. We're going to get more sacks. We're going to get more tackles for loss than a traditional defense.
Thomas Jefferson is no longer at a loss for attitude.
It's a lot more positive in the hallways, like when in the old days when we used to be 1-8, not so great. You could hear people chippering about it being negative.
A lot of the people wouldn't even come out for football, being that we were trash. We weren't very good. So now we have more people on the field, more people in the weight room putting in work.
He's going to go inside. You're going to take the first guy that shows up outside his block.
He really cares about us. He's not just focused on football. He's also worried about our well-being.
We just talk about how the player's job is to care about each other, and the coach's job is to care about the players. And so I hope that makes me a player's coach, that the players understand that if our #1 job is to care about the players, we got way more going on here than just playing football.
Recreational softball team where you show up whenever you don't have something else going on.
What's going on at TJ? Attitude plays here. A new offense and a new attitude paved the way for a winning season last year. In 2017, well, the Yellow Jackets are 1, and that's a good place to start.
Rally on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rally!